Now before I properly get into the video, I'm gonna first talk a bit about my journey. Now you can skip this part if you want and go straight to the video, but I think it could be valuable in some way to hear a bit about my journey. So of course I started out skinny at about 59 kg, and I had always been skinny fat. When I started training, of course, I ran into all of the fitness people online, getting crazy transformations, and I got sold to this idea of dirty bulking, which is pretty much where you eat anything in order to get your calories in. And I did this for a good couple months, and this not only fucked up my calisthenics progress, but I also had a bad physique, especially due to the fact that I was naturally quite skinny fat. Now I went from 61 kg skinny to about 67 kg with a lot of accumulated fat. Now from that point I decided to cut down again because I was making no progress, and this just brought me back to square one. From then I started to research and learn more about calisthenics and diet, and I started to bulk up again, but just in a different way. And this allowed me to get back up to 68 kg but lean, while still being able to progress at calisthenics skills and exercises. Now judging that you clicked on this video, you're probably a naturally skinny guy like myself, and you want to start getting stronger and bigger like a lot of these athletes that you see online. But at the same time, you want to be athletic and lean, and actually progress with certain calisthenics exercises and skills. And the most effective way of doing this is by being on a calorie surplus, which pretty much just means that you eat more calories than your daily maintenance. And your daily maintenance is pretty much just the amount of calories that you need in order to maintain your weight. Now the way that you want to do this is by clean bulking, which pretty much just means that you eat nutritious foods in order to get your calorie intake, rather than eating a bunch of unhealthy junk. Now there's lots of these weightlifting guys that will tell you to dirty bulk and just eat anything in order to get your calories in. But the problem with this is that your calisthenics progress is going to go down. You're not even going to look that good because you're going to build a lot of fat, and you're not even going to be that healthy. So it's like, what's the point? And the first thing you have to realize is that this is not going to be an easy process at the start. As you go on, you're going to slowly learn how you can stick to your diet and how you react to certain foods. Now the first thing I'm going to get you to do is to find out your maintenance calories. Now you can do this on a calculator website. I'm going to leave one in the description to make it easier. Now once you've found your maintenance calories, I recommend that you get one of these apps. So you can download MyFitnessPal, or you can download this other one called... You can choose one of these apps, and these are going to be the apps that you're going to use in order to track your weight and your calories. Alright, so now that you've got this stuff set up, I'm going to show you how you can actually bulk up. So you're going to want to eat at a surplus from about 200 to 500 calories above your maintenance each day. And in order to prevent gaining fat, I recommend that you stick to gaining no more than 0.4 kgs per week. Now I think the best way of tracking this is by measuring your weight each morning and logging it into the app. Now some days your weight might fluctuate, but as long as you're making the right weight weekly, then it should be fine. Now some people track and measure the amount of calories that they're eating throughout the day, and I think that this can be effective, but it's kind of time consuming, so it makes it a bit more difficult. At the start I think you should log some of the foods into your app, because this is going to give you an idea on how much calories is in each food. Because once you have an estimate of the calories and the macros in each food, then you don't have to waste time measuring each grain of rice. But what's important is that you track what's on your scale and also how your body reacts to the certain foods. Now when it comes to clean bulking, in terms of the food that you need to eat, I recommend that you eat as much whole foods as you possibly can. You don't want to be eating bird's eye, chicken nuggets and fish fingers. Try and get pure foods that you can actually cook yourself. So try and make your stuff at home, like chicken and rice. Obviously you don't need to buy chicken and slaughter it, but just try and reduce as much of the pre-made stuff as much as possible. Now there's obviously certain things that's harder to cut out, especially when you're on a budget and you're trying to get in more calories, but just try and eat as clean as possible. A significant and effective way of getting your calories in is through liquid calories, and by using liquid calories it's going to be so much easier to get your calories in. But like I said before, it's a process. So don't get pissed off if you miss calories one day. As long as you're slowly and gradually cutting out the foods week by week, and you're getting in the calories and you're making the weight, over time you're going to get results. Now when you're training, you must make sure that you progressively overload. If you do this and stay consistent, you're going to get the results.